Hi there. My name is Mark Hosking. I lead our emerging technology specialist teams across the EMEA region, and it's my pleasure to be the moderator for our Red Hat Forum 2020 Virtual Experience Customer Roundtable. Joined today by a couple of very important guests, and Red Hat is thrilled to have Abdulrahman Almutari, VP of Technology from STC Pay, and Abdulaziz Alammar, IT Operations Executive from Al Alm, both in Saudi Arabia, one of our fastest growing regions in the EMEA region. And we're also joined by Adrian Pickering, our General Manager for the MENA region. So if I could just hand over to Adrian for a couple of opening comments, and then looking forward to getting into an interesting conversation with Abdulrahman and Abdulaziz.
So thank you, Mark, and good afternoon to every one of you joining us here at the Red Hat Forum 2020. This is the highlight of our day as far as we're concerned, having Abdulrahman and Abdulaziz join us this afternoon to talk about the broad subject of digital transformation. It is a term which is used extensively across the technology industry nowadays. But I hope the insights that we're going to get from our two guest speakers today are going to shine a little bit of light and provide some real insight in what it means to two very significant organizations and how they are dealing with the transformation journey and how they're utilizing technology as an enabler to achieve their business and their corporate objectives. So I'm very pleased to have both gentlemen with us today. Looking forward to a very active and open discussion. And so, Mark, let me pass the baton back to you to kick off proceedings. Thank you.
Thanks, Adrian. So I thought a good place to start would be to ask you, gentlemen, what does digital transformation mean to you, given the diverse perspectives on this topic? So, Abdulrahman, if you could take us through your thoughts on digital transformation.
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me in this panel. It's my pleasure to join today and you gentlemen today in this journey. Frankly, digital transformation means transforming an organization based on customer need expectation, exactly, by enhancing the business processes, culture, customer experience that will meet the changing business and market requirements for today's tech-savvy world. As you know, specifically in Saudi Arabia, it's considered as a young population country. It's with 32 or 33 million people who lives in this country. 60 to 65% they consider to be under 25 years. So they are very eager to this digital transformation, providing something that solves their main issues, especially in the financial sector. As you know, STC Group has been playing a pivotal role in enabling the digital transformation and developing the ICT sector in the kingdom. The group CEO, Mr. Nasser, mentioned that company today is playing a key role in enabling the digital transformation, which is one of the main objectives of Saudi Vision 2030. So STC have spread no efforts in investing and supporting innovation solutions as they have worked in developing digital big data, use of cloud computing, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence. All of those will position STC as one of the best telecommunication information technology company in the world. And in fact, that's where STC Pay journey has begun in the digital transformation efforts of STC. So STC Pay was born as a digital-only company based on lean agile principles a couple of years ago, which enable the country today to adapt the rapidly changing market dynamics and meet growing customers' demand. So for us, one of the DNA of the company is the agility. As you know, agility is the key to ensure rapid adaptability to change. It's not only from external, also from internal. So this is my view in terms of digital transformation. I know everyone have his own perception, his own view. So this is how we look at it from STC and STC Pay perspective.
Thanks, Abdulrahman. Yeah, you touch on some very topical points there. The first one that stands out for me is that this isn't just about technology, although technology is important for innovation. It's about the entire organization moving in a more agile and efficient way. And so you have to look at the culture and the people as well. So we definitely subscribe to your way of thinking. Abdulaziz Alammar in the Saudi market and in the region is regarded as a very innovative organization, at the cutting edge of a lot of technology innovation. What does digital transformation mean to Alammar?
Yes, Mark, thank you very much. Mainly the ultimate goal for any change or for adoption or for any technology or any methodology, our ultimate goal is the actually time to market. So with today's challenges of customers' accelerated expectation and asking for faster delivery, many changes must be done if we want to catch up with the market need. Keeping with any traditional way of in the past will not help you. So change is a must, otherwise you will not be competing in the market. You will not be able to catch up with the market need. So it's not about using a technology or whatever methodology for the sake of using it. The ultimate goal is time to market and faster delivery and being able to deliver things with the best quality possible in the shortest time. This is actually how we look at transformation or change.
Very relevant to the comments from Abdulrahman as well. When he speaks about agility, certainly a key way to measure agility is how long it takes you to get to market and adjust to the opportunity in front of you. So you gentlemen are both absolutely in line with where we see this heading and what is needed under the banner of digital transformation. Next question I have for Abdulrahman is, given what STC Pay is doing in the world of fintech, how does it feel to be a digital disruptor in a traditional market, a traditional finance sector?
Well, it's an honor for STC Pay to be considered as a digital disruptor to the financial service market. However, in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, we consider the financial service market as advanced, compared to the other region in the world. And definitely, this is with the support and guidance of the central bank here in SAMA, where they started a couple of years ago, part of the Vision 2030, the launching of the sandbox and fintech ecosystem. And frankly, this opened up a new horizon for new applicants and new service players to become and do the disruption, similar to the case of STC Pay and other players as well that they innovate and disturb the financial service market. So digital disruption for us, again, mean changing and influencing culture and behaviors. So this is the most difficult things to do, as it takes time and efforts to influence this cultural change and solve main issue in the customer. So luckily, with the support of SAMA, with the Vision 2030, with the major change happening in the world, that STC Pay today has seen massive growth in the fintech market segment since inception. However, considering the challenging, embracing disruption means that we are continuously seeking new ways of working and creating opportunities from these challenges. So this doesn't always sit well with the traditional mindset, I would say, but we have to bring everyone along the journey in order to enhance the overall ecosystem we are operating in to achieve the objective of the Vision 2030, and also to take the financial sector's development program to the next level. This financial development program have main focus area. One of them is the cashless society. Other one is the financial inclusion, as well as encouraging the innovations in the financial domain. So a very challenging journey, yet exciting, and the opportunity is huge when it comes to a new player like STC Pay under the umbrella of STC Group.
Yeah, it's thanks, Abdulrahman. It's very interesting to see how excited you are at the opportunity of being a disruptor in the fintech sector and being very well placed with what you're doing. Some tremendous success in a relatively short period of time, but that it's not easy. You are outside of your comfort zone, and a lot of your people have to continually be asked to challenge tradition. And certainly when it comes to the world of open source, we know that we are challenging tradition. And if I can turn to you, Abdulaziz, open source is obviously very important, but we'd like to know more about where does open source fit into your strategy for digital transformation at Al-Alm?
Yes, for the open source, Alm is considered to be an open source company, and the adoption of open source products has started a couple of years ago, and it is increasing by the time. And the reason we are going for this open source technology is not only because of the cost effectiveness, but actually because how it supports the agility and it supports time to market, where actually our developers will focus on optimization and enhancement of the components they are working with, instead of building things from scratch. So definitely open source product has given us many benefits, supporting the transformation and also supporting the ultimate goal by giving our developers a very good jump start with the quality expected, with even more cost effective, with more cost effectiveness.
Yes, yeah. So that is an interesting point when we consider the innovation that open source can deliver, which is very exciting for organizations to leverage and to become more agile and get to market. But there is a perception in the market sometimes that open source is maybe risky compared to traditional software development models. What are the risks that Al-Alm has assessed, and how have you overcome that around open source in your operation today?
Yes, definitely. Open source product has its advantages and disadvantages. One of the main risks that's been a concern to some is the security part. Since you are dealing with on open source, so it is exposed, and even the code of it is exposed to hackers, and it will be targeted easier by hackers. So that's the risk. The security part is one of the main key concerns. Also, the support and documentation is also goes second after the security. The third one also, we need a good skill set to deal with the open source products. Usually open source products are not that straightforward or user friendly. You need someone with a good level of expertise to deal with it and operate it. Although it is actually flexible and easy customizable, But these are all challenges that we are facing in dealing with open source products. How we address them? We address them by trying to be more aware, trying to catch up with patching, try to pay more attention to the security and vulnerabilities closures on them, enhancing the skill set we have, career path of the resources we have, enhancing the skill set of them, and at the end, anything will have its advantages and disadvantage, but definitely going for open source is a very key strategic decision, although it has its risks.
Sure. And at Red Hat, we are very grateful for Al-Alm's partnership over many years, where we've worked to overcome skill shortages together. We've worked together to be open about where the risks and challenges are and how they need to be overcome. So being part of a community with customers like Al-Alm is certainly helping the platform that we're bringing to market to come at an enterprise level where it's secure and robust as organizations would expect. And there are many people to thank for that across our customer and partner landscape. So I wanted to move on now to talk a little bit about the COVID-19 storm. You know, we cannot ignore the fact that we've been through a really tumultuous year. Abdulrahman, if I can ask you, what has it felt like being a senior IT leader in the middle of the COVID-19 storm, and how has this crisis accelerated or slowed down what STC Pay has been doing on their digital transformation journey?
I mean, well, I will not talk about the storm and the crisis part because it's everyone talk today. So
Sure.
I will talk about the positive part, frankly speaking. So we find ourselves to be faster in terms of delivery in some areas. As you know, remote working means we have moved away from the traditional approach of being in the office to being available all the time. So luckily for us, as we are a young organization, and the agility and the virtual working space in our DNA, this allows us to adapt very quickly, not only the technology, but the entire company. So we found that every stakeholders in STC Pay are able to work even better than working from office remotely. So all of those couple of months, we were very proactive, and everyone was very focused on terms of delivery and in terms of collaboration. However, you know, the only negative part, you know, I would consider it from COVID-19 is the supply chain impact. As you know, we are building new data centers, and definitely there will be an inevitable impacts to the supply chains of delivery of so many things. So despite, you know, this impact, we found our partners, you know, including Red Hat, to be up to the speed to overcome this complication and to serve the need of STC Pay of building their data centers on time demand. So we are growing very fast, and we can't afford any delay, especially, you know, in COVID-19. It was an opportunity for STC Pay to enable better service and to support in the cashless society need. As you know, people were restricted in their homes. The movement is not allowed, and the cash is not handy. This is the value where STC Pay came in the picture. It's available in your wallet, in your mobile. It's 1 minute away from registration and topping up the wallets with the amount needed, where it's allow you to work with all the delivery applications that are available that time in terms of food, e-commerce, and so the need of cash and was not really needed for who have chosen STC Pay to be their mobile app during the COVID-19. So there are pros and cons, and
Yeah.
everyone will take the advantage accordingly.
No, it's been very interesting to see how the cashless proposition that STC offers as a mobile wallet enables that risk around COVID-19 to be managed, and fantastic to see the traction that you've had in the market, and then how that's fed into things like food delivery, which is all linked to your innovation and seeing the opportunity in the market. So very pleased to hear that. Abdulaziz, from an own perspective, have you got any insights that you'd like to share on what COVID-19 has done in terms of accelerating or slowing down any of your transformation initiatives?
Actually, in our case, definitely it was challenging that people are restricted to come to the office and everybody is working remotely. The team who are used to be co-located together are no more co-located together. But on the other hand, in the pandemic, Ilm was involved directly in many of the pandemic or crisis management applications and portal and apps that's been presented during the time of the pandemic and still in use until this moment. And the delivery of it was requested in no time. And the team had to work together, although with the pandemic limitations and restrictions, to deliver this in even shorter time, shorter than what is expected before the pandemic. And we have done it successfully. This is actually what makes our CEO, after delivering of maybe in 3 weeks, we have delivered 9 products. They were requested in a very quick way. And the CEO said, I hope all the days were the pandemic days, since we can deliver on the pandemic days this way. But we had to, we had to go and remove and eliminate many things that we think it's unnecessarily in the process, or it can be jumped or skipped, because no time for process delays, no time for any kind of bureaucracy in the process. We have to do it, we have to deliver it, and we have to deliver it fast. So actually, this is one advantage. It has shown us that we can do it if we have the will not to stick to the old-fashioned processes. And it was a successful story. Even after the pandemic, we can say, since we were able to do it at that time, now we can do it even after the pandemic.
Yeah. Very, very, very good. Linking back to what we spoke about earlier in the conversation, Abdulrahman mentioned the need to change mindsets, and it's clear from what you guys have been doing in COVID-19 and what your organizations have been doing in COVID-19 that the need to satisfy from the customer back into your organization has forced that change. So, it's definitely, I know Abdulrahman talks about putting customers at the center. It's not about building things and hoping that customers want them. It's about understanding what your customer needs and being able to respond very, very quickly to that. So, very, very interesting to hear the way this has played out for you. My last line of questioning goes to a much higher level, which is around the cultural shift in your organization. So, how have you managed that cultural shift? Because this is not easy. You're changing people's mindsets. You're overcoming traditional behaviors. So, how have you managed the cultural shift that we see in organizations where they are accelerating in digital transformation, such as STC Pay and Al-Alm? Abdulrahman?
Yeah, sure. So again, I mean, we believe at STC Pay that the cultural shift will require the right people in the organization. So again, as we are a young organization, we have ensured that we hire the right people. And luckily in Saudi Arabia today, we have a very talented and capable Saudi market that enable STC Pay to adopt the new technology. When we pick up the right people for STC Pay, we were focusing that we select the people who have the passion for change, who are desire to see the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia succeed on their vision, and also who are very thirsty for knowledge. Cultural change is always the hardest, but it's begin with the people. We want the intelligent, wise, and the one who can see the bigger picture. Because a tactical mindset will always help in the face of diversity. So with the mindset of people we have today, we always encourage them to see the bigger picture. We continually ensure that our team get the relevant support where needed, and that's extend to the ecosystem, our ecosystem of vendors, suppliers, third party, because it's not only about internal stakeholders, it's also external stakeholders. And this cultural mind shift will apply in a vertical level. So working with vendors, suppliers, third party, in a collaborative manner, this also give our team to see how other successful company works. How is the collaboration is a key factor to enablement of a cultural change. I always say to them that silo thinking is what inhibits the shift. So we work as one team with a bigger picture, and we work in agile mindset. And with an opportunity similar to COVID-19, it's enforce the change, frankly speaking. And I can say that the world after COVID-19 will not be the same. So it will be different. So this is how I look from cultural shift, in terms of organization.
And I think it's clear how we see the collaboration between parties coming out as a more effective way to work, rather than working in these silos and opening up people's mind. And something that you touched on that we believe passionately about at Red Hat is the importance of having people aligned with passion and desire for the vision. If everyone is aligned with the why we're doing it, and they understand it, how we execute the how, there are many different ways to do that, but everyone is pulling in the same direction. Abdulaziz, from Al Alm's perspective, do you have any particular insights you would like to share about how your culture is shifting as you look to accelerate on your journey?
Sorry, say that again. Sorry, the question again. Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Sorry, the question, talking about the cultural shift that we see in organizations as they accelerate on the digital transformation journey within Al Alm. How have you managed that shift? Because clearly Al Alm is moving very, very quickly within the government entities in the kingdom and outside into enterprises now.
Yeah. Actually, we are not different, because it's a change, and it's a human nature to resist the change. So but we treated this by having awareness session, by training, by explaining. The main goal is to get everyone buy-in, understanding, to get everyone ownership, to get everyone believe that this is important and this is beneficial, and it's going to work, and it's going to be way, way better the way we work right now. We believe that going for this change by direction, by command, this is the way we're going to do it, let's do it this way, it will not work. You need to get everyone buy-in, understanding and believe. And we try to do this by having workshops, by having awareness sessions, by explaining to everybody the benefit of that. And it worked, and it worked slowly, but it has worked. And now we are getting everyone's belief that this is very important. And also we are getting most of the involved stakeholders and team believe that the old way of working is something that we need to shift from.
That is really great to hear. And for anyone listening to this roundtable discussion who is just embarking on their transformational journey and looking at what it takes to be successful, the technology is the easy part. It's important, but it's easy compared to the cultural shift. And it's what I'm hearing from both of you gentlemen is that it's just a continual process of collaboration and inclusivity, talking, getting ideas, sharing ideas, educating within the agile methodologies, the feedback loops, making sure we learn at every opportunity. So some great stuff coming from you and your organizations, and we're delighted to see that and to partner with you. We've reached the end of our time together. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I look forward to further conversations with you gentlemen. But just to summarize on what I've heard is digital transformation is all about responding quickly to the customer and what the customer is looking for, and being able to do that in the most efficient way possible. We've heard about how open source is being harnessed as an innovation engine, obviously managing the risks and perceived risks around that. And then moving into the cultural side of things. This is really the key to unlocking the potential within your people. And really so pleased to hear that STC Pay and Al-Alm are grasping these principles and clearly making a difference in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So thank you, and we look forward to working very closely with you moving forward.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.